Brother, tell me something honestly. Have you ever felt like a woman is sending you signals, but you're not sure if she really likes you or if she's just playing with you? It might seem like women are a mystery, but the truth is that women rarely do things randomly. Behind every glance, every word, and every gesture, there's an intention. And many times when a woman feels something for you, she won't say it directly. Not because she doesn't want to, but because she wants to see if you're smart enough to notice. Now, here's the most controversial part. Most men today have no idea how to read a woman. They think that if she doesn't say, "I like you," there's no interest. And they're completely wrong. In female psychology, desire isn't always shown with words, but with small behaviors that only attentive men can detect. And let me tell you something more. Many women enjoy that silent game. They like the idea of you discovering what they feel without them having to expose themselves. But if you don't know how to interpret those signals, she'll most likely lose interest before you realize you had her in your hands. That's why in this video, I'm going to reveal 5 clear, subtle, and often secret psychological signs that indicate a woman is interested in you but doesn't want to admit it. And if you pay attention until the end, you'll understand something very powerful. It's not about what she says, but about how she makes you feel through her behavior. 1. She ignores you, but can't stop watching you. Brother, let me ask you something very direct. Have you ever noticed that a woman ignores you, but you literally feel her watching you from a distance? Like she's pretending you don't exist, but her gaze follows your every step. Here's what many men don't understand. That contradiction is not a coincidence. In female psychology, when a woman acts indifferent but can't stop observing you, you're facing one of the strongest signs of hidden attraction. Women, especially those who don't want to admit what they feel, use indifference as a shield. It's their way of hiding vulnerability. They don't want it to show that you matter to them because that would make them feel exposed. So what do? They fake disinterest, but their body betrays them. That's where attentive men make the difference. While she pretends to be busy on her phone or talking with her friends, her subconscious gives her away. She watches you when you laugh, when you talk to another girl, or when you simply walk by. And although she tries to disguise it, that repeated, fleeting, disguised glance is a silent confession. Here's the controversial part. Most men interpret that ignoring as rejection and walk away, but what they don't know is that sometimes that silence screams louder than "I like you." When a woman strategically ignores you, she's creating emotional distance to measure your reaction. She wants to see if you're the type of man who gets desperate, or the type who stays calm, because deep down, that distance isn't to push you away, it's to test you. Here's the psychological key. In the female mind, the man who doesn't fall apart in the face of indifference gains power. If she ignores you and you stay calm, confident, even smiling, her mind starts working. She starts wondering, why isn't he chasing me? Why isn't he reacting? Does he not like me? And right there, without saying a single word, you flip the roles. She goes from hiding her interest to starting to seek your attention. Don't confuse genuine indifference with emotional strategy, though. If a woman completely ignores you, avoids contact, doesn't look at you or show any curiosity, then yes, there's probably no interest. But if you notice that mix of, "I'm playing it cool, but I can't stop looking at you," there's something deeper there. 2. Her energy changes only around you. Brother, have you ever noticed that a woman changes completely when you enter the room? Suddenly her tone softens, her way of speaking is different, her gaze becomes more alive, or she seems more nervous and restless, like something inside her lights up. That's not a coincidence. That's feminine energy reacting to a masculine presence it's attracted to. Most men don't notice this because they're more focused on what she says than on how she says it. But female psychology doesn't express itself with words. It expresses itself with vibration, with micro-reactions, with subtle shifts in behavior. When a woman feels something for you, she can't maintain the same energy she uses with everyone else. Her body knows it before her mind does. She might be talking to you about anything: work, friends, meaningless things, but her tone, her laughter, her body language change. Maybe she starts playing with her hair, touches her neck, or looks at you and quickly glances away. That's not coincidence. It's her nervous system trying to process a mix of attraction and nervousness. Here's one of the most controversial truths. When a woman changes her energy around you, it's her most honest way of showing interest, because even if she tries to disguise it, she can't fully control how her body responds to you. That energetic shift, that tension between wanting to stay calm and not being able to, is the most real confession she can give you. The key psychological detail. In the female mind, when a man she likes is around, an automatic self-awareness response is triggered. She starts thinking about how you perceive her, how she looks, how her voice sounds. And that excess thinking generates those small energy shifts you notice, even if you can't explain them. The most common mistake is to overreact, trying to impress, showing interest, filling silences. But what actually awakens more attraction in her is your calm. When a woman's energy changes around you and you remain stable, confident, and relaxed without forcing anything, she feels that her emotional world is losing control while yours stays steady. And that, brother, is the exact point where the most powerful attraction is born. 3. She starts competing with other women without admitting it. Brother, there's something many men never notice, and because of it, they lose power without even realizing it. When a woman likes you, her behavior starts to change when other women are around. She won't say it, won't show it openly, but inside her, a small competitive impulse activates. Not because you belong to her, but because her instinct tells her she wants to remain the one who captures your attention. This reaction doesn't come from ego, it comes from emotion. When a woman feels interest in you, she starts perceiving you differently. You're no longer just another guy, you become someone who can provoke intense emotions. And when that happens, her mind starts unconsciously comparing itself to the others. She starts wondering, does he like talking to other girls? Does he look at them the way he looks at me? Even if she doesn't say a single word, you can feel it in her energy. It's not visible jealousy. It's something deeper, a silent need to maintain an emotional connection with you. Here's the controversial part. Sometimes that competition isn't toward other women. It's toward the version of herself she believes you desire. She starts comparing herself to the image in her mind of the woman you'd want. That's why she subtly adjusts her attitude, her way of speaking, even her humor when she's around you. She doesn't do it out of insecurity. She does it because your presence pushes her to want to be more visible to you. And here's what very few men understand. When a woman feels she might lose your attention, her mind starts working to prevent it. It's instinctive, psychological, and completely emotional. The man who recognizes this signal doesn't need to do anything to take advantage of it. He just needs to hold his position. He doesn't get desperate, doesn't show off, doesn't change his energy, because he understands that her emotional reaction doesn't need to be fed, only observed. 4. She provokes you emotionally to measure your reaction. Brother, listen carefully because this will make you think. Did you know that many times when a woman provokes or emotionally challenges you, she's not doing it out of malice, but out of curiosity? It sounds strange, but it's actually a silent test, a way of measuring who you really are when things don't go your way. Female psychology has a fascinating detail. Women don't just observe how you treat them when everything is going well. They observe how you react when something doesn't go how you want it. And that's where many men fail. They lose control, get impatient, feel attacked, or try to force their point of view. What they don't understand is that this reaction, that lack of self-control, completely kills the attraction she felt at the start. There's something every woman perceives with impressive accuracy, the emotional energy of a self-confident man. When she provokes you with a comment, a shift in attitude, or even a silence, she's not looking for a fight. She's looking to see whether you're emotionally strong or reactive. Here's the reality check. If you get upset, justify yourself, or try to prove you're right, you lose. Because what she's measuring isn't your intellect, it's your center. An emotionally weak man doesn't need to shout or argue to prove it. All it takes is for him to lose his calm. And in that instant, she feels it. And her perception shifts. She stops seeing you as a man with direction and starts seeing you as someone easily manipulated by his own emotions. But here's the most important part. She doesn't do this to destroy you. She does it to understand you, to see if she can trust your inner strength, if you're someone who can hold his energy together without crumbling at a simple change in tone. When a woman provokes you, she's actually showing you something. Her desire to find out whether you're the kind of man who stays calm when everyone else loses their head. So the next time a woman says something that makes you uncomfortable or shifts her attitude just to see how you react, don't take it as an attack. Take it as a mirror, as an opportunity to demonstrate without words that you don't need to control everything because you already control yourself. 5. She seeks your attention in a discreet but constant way. Brother, here we reach the most silent, but also the most revealing point. When a woman feels something for you, she often doesn't say it, doesn't show it openly, doesn't confess it with words. But what she does do, and this is something female psychology cannot hide, is seek your attention without making it seem like she's doing so. Women have a very subtle way of connecting emotionally. They don't want to seem needy, but they also don't want to go unnoticed by the man who attracts them. And that's where that silent dance begins, a smile that appears at just the right moment, a light comment, a constant presence, an energy that simply doesn't disappear. No matter how hard she tries to hide it, when she likes you, her mind stays tuned to you. And even if she won't admit it, she starts finding small, almost invisible reasons to remain in your world. That, brother, is one of the clearest signs that you're in her head, even when she's pretending otherwise. Here's where many men misread the situation. They think that if a woman isn't direct, there's no interest. But what they don't understand is that the feminine way of showing interest isn't always frontal. It's emotional, constant, and almost invisible. She doesn't need grand gestures because her connection to you happens psychologically, not verbally. What's really happening is that her attention starts aligning with you. Your energy, your words, your silences, everything starts having an impact on her inner world. And even if she tries to stay calm, something inside her wants to keep feeling connected to you. Here's something you need to hear. Many men waste these opportunities because they look for obvious signs, direct validation, or romantic confessions. But the man who understands female psychology doesn't look for proof. He observes patterns. And the most powerful pattern is consistency. If a woman always finds a way to come back, to stay present, to not fully let go of the connection, that's not a coincidence. And here's the most important part, brother. Your role is not to chase her, pressure her, or try to define what's happening. Your role is to remain conscious and balanced. If you respond with anxiety or neediness, you break the psychological spell that keeps her interested. But if you stay grounded without overanalyzing, simply allowing her energy to approach naturally, she'll feel it. She'll feel that she can be close to you without losing her freedom. And for a woman, that is irresistible. Final thought. Look, I'm going to tell you something that maybe no one else dares to tell you. Many times, it's not that women don't know what they want. It's that they want to see if you know what you want. While you analyze every message, every glance, every silence, they're observing your energy, your confidence, and your ability to stay grounded even when there's confusion. Here's the most controversial part. If a woman likes you but you keep waiting for overly obvious signals, you've probably already lost her without realizing it. Women rarely say, "I like you" directly, but they always show it, if you know how to read it. The problem is that many men are too distracted seeking approval to see what's really right in front of them.